Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Eminence, and I've been having a lot of fun with Marathon, so I felt that I was going to make a video and give my thoughts about it. So, just to be completely honest and get this out of the way first, I like Marathon. Now, wait. Before you get your pitchforks and torches, give me a second to explain. Don't run to the comments immediately, right? This game's not perfect, and I'll go into what I don't like. Um, saying, do you like a Bungie game in today's day and age? Bam, you've got a target on you. You're going to have an army of people come into your comments and tell you that you're wrong and ask you, how much did Bungie pay you? And they're going to go and tell you, exactly how they feel about the game. And that's fine, because I'm telling you how I feel about the game. I'm open to anybody's opinion on anything, right? You're not going to hurt my feelings. You're strangers on the internet to me, right? I like to debate stuff. I like to hear what people think, especially when you bring something to my attention that I'm not aware of. Now, if you're going to bring something to my attention that is just ignorant, like somebody said that the UI developer for this game told you to F off and play a different game if you don't like it, is completely just wrong. Honestly, you can go online and look up what this guy said, and if that's how you're taking things, you're just ignorant, to be honest. But then there's, you have people like in my last video that I made was like, hey, there's a CPU issue with this game, bro. And I was like, is there? So I looked it up, and sure enough, there is a CPU issue with this game, a very big one at that. So it needs some optimization for sure. So I'm sure that's pushing people away. But all I'm saying, if you're gonna go in the comments of this and debate me or tell me why you don't like the game, don't spit out bullshit facts, right? Have something that is genuinely going to get somewhere, right? Like, hey, this is why I don't like the game, blah blah blah, right? And that's fine. I like to see other people's viewpoints on stuff. Like that's cool to me. But don't come in here because you heard a friend of a friend say something and then that's what you believe, right? That's stupid. If you're also going to watch this video and you already know that you hate Marathon, don't bother commenting on this either. There's no point, right? You're not going to sway how I feel about the game. If you hate the game, why are you watching this video? But anyhow, here's what I feel about Marathon. The game is not perfect, so let's start with what I don't like. The beginning of this game sucks, right? It is terrible. It's not user-friendly. There's not a good onboarding ramp for new players. It is extremely not user-friendly to start the game. The UI is hard to learn, right? After you play the game for a while, you get used to it, but it's not UI friendly, right? It's not new player friendly. It's very I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is. It's not something that is easily learned, right? All of the quests that it throws at you, all of the UI, everything going on at once, it tries to overload you with information. It seems a little overwhelming. So, that's something that I also think they could probably tone back or I don't know. I don't know what they need to do, but there's something they need to do at the beginning of the game because it's not an enjoyable experience. Because truthfully, when the server slam came out, did not love the game. I was not a fan of the game. It was very hard to get into the game. But see, I also remember that I felt the same way about Arc Raiders, that I hated the beginning of the game. I felt like I ran 2 feet and I was immediately out of stamina. I felt slow and sluggish. I felt like my loot was shit. I felt like I could not kill the Arc. And it's the same issue I had with Marathon. I felt slow and sluggish. I felt like the UI, or not the UI, but the AI in this game was extremely strong. I felt like I couldn't kill anybody. I felt like I was getting shot and immediately dying. But as you play the game, that becomes less and less of a problem. You will learn the UI eventually. It takes some time to get used to, but I do think that once you do learn it, it's actually not that bad. Now, as far as the quest lines, and you're going to have sometimes a quest will be like, hey, go to this location and look for this terminal on this spot. And it gets a little hard to find sometimes, right? Like, it will pop up when you're close enough that like, hey, here's what you're looking for. But honestly, there's been a lot of times that I've spent 5, 6, 7 minutes running around this place looking for something and can't find it, right? So like, that's a little annoying. And then early game, the AI will just murder you. You are going to die. Gray shields in this game, you might as well have on a wet paper towel, right? Like they don't do anything for you. But as you play, it gets so much better. As you get guns, as you get armor, and backpacks and mods for your shells, and then as you upgrade your shells and increase how much you can run and what you can buy from the armory, the game becomes so much more enjoyable. But I gotta say, that is probably my biggest gripe with the game, is that the beginning is rough and it's not new player friendly. If you don't have a game that is new player friendly, it's gonna be hard to retain those players and bring in new people. So I think that absolutely needs to be addressed, and I'm sure they will, but that's my biggest gripe with the game so far. But that's not my only gripe about the game. A lot of times you're going to have a quest that gives you a specific location that you need to go to. And when you go to this place, there's going to be people that are contract camping there. They're going to sit there, wait for you to do your thing, and they're going to kill you. Now, that's not necessarily, I guess, a game issue. There's plenty of games that are going to have quests that send you to specific areas. But I feel like you should give multiple areas for maybe a specific quest to go to, right? Like at least two, to try to mitigate some of that, because there's a lot of times, like there's one, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but there's on Perimeter, you have to go to a tick infested building and get a key card. People camp that. There's one on Dire Marsh. There's one on Outpost. So that's another gripe. I'm sure they will change it. If they don't, it'll just, I can get over that. It's not necessarily something that has to be changed, but it's just something that's, I think, a little annoying. But honestly, that's all I really have to say negatively about the game. There's a lot that I do like, and I would like to get into that. I do think the game is great, though. I think they've got something special, and I think that, if you're considering Marathon, you're not sure about it, just know that the beginning of this game is going to be rough to play, but if you get past that, I promise you, this game has something that you will enjoy. Now, let's get into the things that I do like about this game. I have no loot fear in this game. I'm not scared to lose a single thing that I load into a match with because of how easy it is to get good loot in this game. In Arc Raiders, I'll sit with, a lot of really good guns in my inventory because I'm afraid to go in and lose them. I don't want to lose them. I'd like to keep my stuff. But in this game, you've got a couple bad runs. You're dying. You go to Outpost. One time inside of the upper of Pinwheel, brother, you've got so much good loot. I mean, you can get legendaries and purples. Just the way that they handle loot in this game, I think, is supreme. I absolutely love it. I'm not afraid to lose anything. I'll go in with good stuff. If I die, oh man, that sucks. But I'm not pissed that I just lost all of this work. I had to sit there and get all this material to craft this shit, and then I load in and I'm dead and I lose it. I got to play for 30 seconds and that's it. So I love the way that they handle loot in this game, and I love the way that they handle you getting loot in this game. I think it is absolutely spectacular. I have nothing bad to say about the way that you get loot in this game. All of it's great. Another thing that I love about this game is the factions and the quests that it's extremely lore rich. It's a Bungie game, so it has to be, right? But the universe of Marathon is extremely interesting and just super, super lore rich. I love this game as far as story aspect goes. You have all of these different factions in the game, and each one of them is, focusing on something different. Like Cyber Acme is runner essentials, right? You've got Arachne, which is, about combat. You've got Segaguchi, which is mods and enhancing your character. They all are different. They all warrant a different play style, but leveling them up and upgrading them all give your shell, different abilities, different ways to play the game. And I think that is so, so very cool. It's a skill tree built into all of these different lore rich, factions that all have their own stories and all have their own reason for being a part of Marathon. And I think that is so cool. I love the story aspect of this game, and I love the way that they've handled factions so far. Another thing that I'm a really big fan of in this game is the combat. It really plays like Crucible meets Apex Legends to me. I love the way that they've handled combat. Early combat can feel kind of shitty, right? Loading in with a free kit can feel pretty shitty. You're going to lose against someone who is kitted up unless you outplay them with gun skill. But what game doesn't suck when you have absolute dog shit loot, right? You're going to load in with a free kit and Arc Raiders, and yeah, sometimes you're going to get your, a come up, right? You're going to kill somebody. Same thing can be said here, right? But combat in this game genuinely feels good. I think it flows good. I think the movement in this game feels good, in the exception that you actually have your shell leveled up, right? Early movement sucks, but once again, so did it in Arc Raiders. You guys got to remember that. It's not just a Marathon exclusive thing. But combat in this game, I really enjoy. I think it's great. Another thing that I love about this game too, the visuals. I know it's not for everybody, but my God, do I love the way Marathon looks. It is so unique. Like, you can just look at a picture of Marathon and go, yep, that's Marathon. The way that they've crafted this world, and it's not for everybody, right? But the way they've crafted this world, the way that these colors would not work for any other game, but they find a way to just find their home in Marathon is so cool to me. Everything in this game, every little small attention to detail that they've put into this game, I think is so, so damn cool. You can tell they were passionate about this project, and that's something that I absolutely love. It's a Bungie game, so it's already going to be lore rich, but the way that Bungie crafts these worlds and they tell a story with their visuals is something that I absolutely love. I mean, Marathon looks fantastic to me. It's bright, it's so different, but it's so different in the right way. Whatever flavor of game Marathon is, I love it. I am just blown away by how good this game looks. Another thing that I'm very satisfied with the game is every runner and how each one of them feel different. All of the shells have a completely different playstyle. All of them are great in their own special way. And I love that, we've got a hero shooter aspect almost to this, right? I play assassin like crazy, but I love that kind of playstyle. I like being able to go stealth and run past the enemies or come up behind somebody and shank them, or, be able to go invisible and create opportunities for my teams to get in there and play. But there's Thief, which is like Loba from Apex Legends. We've got a Destroyer, which is like a Titan from Destiny. There's so much to love about this game. You just have to try it. And I promise you, if you do and you give it a chance to impress you, it will. And don't be mistaken. If you would have asked me 4 months ago, hey, am I picking up Marathon? I'd have told you hell no, right? I hated this game. What I saw about this game, what I saw about people saying about this game, I was absolutely not sold on this game. I was not picking this up. But Server Slam came out. I played the Server Slam. I kind of just turned my brain off. I was like, let me play and let me make a decision for myself. And of course, the alpha looked terrible. Let's not deny that. It looked awful. But I went and I played, and I was blown away by how good the game felt, how good it looked, how good it played. So I promise you, if you'll just try the game, right? And if you're dead set and you're going to hate it, all right, that's fine. But, take it from me. If you'll play the game and you give it a chance to impress you, it will. Early game sucks. Give it just enough time, though. Kind of get some of your stuff leveled up. Get you some of that loot. See that, losing this loot is not the end, because you can get it immediately right back. Play the game, feel strong. Get your shell leveled up. Play it. And if you still don't like it, all right, cool. Marathon might not be for you. But I promise you, if you give the game a fair chance, instead of listening to people online bitch about the game, you will find something you like about the game, because it genuinely is something special. And I think that if you give it time, this game is going to be huge. I mean, they've got something special here. I know I keep saying that, but they genuinely do. Marathon is extremely, extremely good. But all in all, at the end of this, I like the game, and you could say I'm being biased with it, right? Because I do like the game, right? So, do what you will with that information, but this is what I like about the game, and this is what I do not like about the game. I just wanted to make a quick video and just kind of give my week one thoughts. I'll probably update this again later, right? I might do a month into Marathon, or, we might do a year into Marathon, right? I love this game, and I do think that it's going to continue to thrive. People don't think it's going to last very long, but I just don't think that's the case. It's Bungie. They've put too much money into this to let it flop, and I think that the game is special. It just needs to get past whatever corner of bullshit we're in right now. But try the game. I love it. If you were to ask me right now, what would I give Marathon? 1 out of 10. I would give the game probably a 7 or an 8. I think there's stuff to improve on. And when I say game's a 10 out of 10, right? I know you might be thinking that's a really high score. I'm not necessarily meaning like, oh my God, it's perfection. It's top 4 games of all time, right? But I'm just saying, as far as an extraction shooter goes, this is one of my favorite that I've played in a long time. I enjoy this more than Arc Raiders, to be honest, but of course it's fresh and new. I'm a little bored with Arc Raiders right now. It is infinitely better than Tarkov, and there's other extraction shooters out there. I'm not going to get into every single extraction shooter, but I enjoy Marathon, and I think as far as extraction shooters go, I would give it a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I think it just needs a little refinement, and I think as far as extraction shooters go, it will be a 10 out of 10. But that's my thoughts on Marathon. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys are thinking about the game. Good or bad, right? Let's debate about it. Talk to me about why you don't like the game. You guys are not going to hurt my feelings, and I'm not mad if you don't like the game, right? I have no malice towards you guys. If you hate the game, be like, yo, Eminence, bro, this game's dog shit. Here's why I don't like it. But don't go in the comments because you heard somebody say something that somebody said something, and you're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's true. Do research before you go down there and just spew out bullshit. Anyhow, all right, guys, this is Eminence, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.